Hi everyone! Do you mind if I do this video just sitting back like this, like leaning against the wall? Because my legs hurt so much. I don't have a chair in my new place actually, because I got rid of both of my chairs when I moved, along with a lot of other furniture, and I do not regret it one bit. I feel so much lighter and just whew. I mean, I still have a lot left to do in my decluttering journey, but taking the move as an opportunity to get rid of those really big ticket furniture items is just like such a weight lifted off my back. You know, I even got rid of my fridge because that thing was super old and disgusting and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. I'm actually living without a refrigerator right now because I just don't, it's not my first priority to spend $1,000 on a new fridge at the moment, you know. Maybe possibly sometime before this year is over, but it's just not my first priority right now. Interestingly enough, this has kind of shown me that I actually don't really need a fridge. With the way that I live, I mean, you guys know I don't really cook.
I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
Hopefully that's gonna change a little bit because I actually have a sizable kitchen in this apartment, but yeah, for the most part, I don't cook. I just grab something from the convenience store or I get Uber Eats. It is a little bit annoying to not have anywhere to store my cold drinks because I do prefer a colder, chilled beverage. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. Like, I can drink room temperature water. It's fine. And I feel like the weather's getting colder already, so it's gonna be fall soon. By the time winter rolls around, if I really want to refrigerate something or have iced coffee in the morning, I could just put it outside. This is a cry for help. Somebody start a GoFundMe for me to buy a fridge, please. No, I'm kidding, but not really. That was one of the more random, ranty intros that I've ever done, actually. But it's kind of gonna set the tone for this entire video because I thought that I would sit down and do another full face of testing out new Japanese makeup products. We're gonna include Korean makeup as well this time. I haven't done one of these videos in a while, so I thought I would just sit down and have a chillax time with you guys, try out some new makeup, and chat about a few things that have been going through my mind lately. Ideas that I have that I would like to put out into the universe. If you guys have an opinion or if you want to weigh in with your own 2 cents about anything that I say, that would be much appreciated as well. You know, just be nice about it, of course. You can give criticism too, of course. I'm open to that, but just make it constructive criticism, okay? Because sometimes people get a little bit snippy with me online for like no reason, and I'm just like, fall back, okay? It's not that serious. So we're starting off with something from the new and revamped Ettusais, and this is their Face Edition Primer for very oily skin. That's what it says here. It says for very oily skin, non-comedogenic and fragrance-free, carefully selected ingredients. My first thought upon seeing this is that this is a really tiny portion size for an all-over face primer. Okay, you probably can't see the lettering on there. I would think nothing of it if this was just a spots concealer. Like if it was specifically made for your nose or just, I don't know, around your mouth, any specific isolated area, I would expect this size. But it's weird to me that they chose to use such a tiny component for an all-over face primer. I know that this had to be over 1,000 yen as well, just from, you know, the pricing of the Ettusais brand in general. And so I don't know how I feel about that. Basically, it's kind of a ripoff is what I'm trying to say. I feel kind of ripped off and I'm not even the one that bought this. Meg bought this. She handed this down to me. So even though this can be used on the whole face, I'm just putting it in a few choice areas. Cover a few areas that I know tend to get the most oily on my face. Maybe just add a little extra in the T-zone area. I don't know if you can see, that's like a light blue tint to it. It also smells minty and it feels really cooling.
Cool. Very cool.
Since I don't have any clean foundation brushes right now and I don't feel like washing any of them, I'm going to break out a new clean sponge from Rosa. This is their Marshmallow Mousse Touch Puff. I just picked this one randomly because it was huge and fluffy. Ooh, feels really soft. Ooh, look at that. It comes with a pouch too. It smells rubbery, but I guess that's what sponges smell like. It's not as soft as I thought it would be, but it definitely is not rough. So it's getting the job done. They claim that you can use this on pretty much any type of product, liquid, cream, powder, etc. So for foundation, I have a bougie one with me here.
My bitch is bad and bougie, bad.
This is another one that Meg handed down to me. Thank you, Meg. This is the Uemura Unlimited Breathable Lasting Foundation. And the shade is 564 Medium Light Sand. Now, Meg and I are pretty much the same shade, so I feel like this should match me fairly well. I'm gonna use, yeah, I'll start off with one pump. So that's what it looks like. Kind of runny. I tried this foundation out once, like a week or so ago, and it's all getting soaked up by the sponge. See, this is reminding me why I stopped using sponges. But yeah, I tried this out once. I like the way that it looked on my skin, and you can see right now it has a nice yellow undertone that kind of matches my real undertone. But I wasn't a fan of like how it dried down after an hour or so. It started to get that musty, I don't know how to describe it, just like a musty smell. And I feel like that happens more often than not when I try higher end foundations. I just don't like the way that they smell after they dry down, and I don't know if it's my own skin chemistry mixing with it in a weird way, or if that's just how the high-end formulas tend to work. They just get that weird old lady powdery smell that I'm not the hugest fan of. You see, it looks gorgeous, right? I had the same experience with the Guerlain foundation that I tried out a couple months ago, and that one was heavily fragranced as well, but then it still had that element of the musty smell after I had it on for an hour. So I was like, what the hell, you know? I ended up selling that one after only using it a couple of times because I was like, I can't deal with this on a daily basis. So that's why I've been using the Misha one for so long, because even though that one's drugstore, it doesn't mix with my natural scent weirdly, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna try and talk about something other than makeup while I do my eyebrows, because there's nothing new there really, except I do have a new-ish eyebrow mascara that we will get to when we get to. Okay, sorry, I think I am gonna lean back for this part of the video.
Lean back, lean back, lean back, come on.
Because my legs really hurt so much. Probably messing up the audio, so again, I'm sorry about that, but I'm doing my best here. I should probably get one of those floor chair things. They're really common in Japan. It's basically like a really thick pad that folds in two. So it's a chair without legs, essentially, and it also folds up for easy storage. It's really popular in Japan because there's a lot of people living in tiny apartments here. So I might get one of those. I mean, at least as a stand-in until I get a real chair.
When I was a young chair, my father put me in the living room.
If I decide to get a real chair, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it took so much effort to get rid of all the furniture that I managed to offload during this move that now I want to be extra cautious with what I bring into my space, you know? But yeah, anyway, I still haven't started talking about what I came on here to talk about. So one of the things that has been on my mind for a while that I really wanted to try is to start a brand. I don't know if that's even the right term, because my goal is not even, at the moment, what I want to do, it's not even that lofty. I just want to put a product out there and see how well it does, you know? Obviously, it's like, yes, it would be nice if I could make a profit in the long run, but that's not my initial goal at all. I really just want to make a product. I want to start out with something really small, start somewhere so that I can learn the ropes of how to run my own business and how to do e-commerce, basically, is I guess what you would call it. If I can sell even 5 units, I'll be happy. I've been telling myself for such a long time now that I need to hold off on releasing merch. You know, as a YouTuber, you usually don't release merch until you at least have 10,000 subscribers or something. So I've been telling myself this whole time that, oh, it's too early, you only have 1,000 subscribers, don't start your merch line too early or else it'll turn people off, no one's gonna buy it, etc, etc. Okay, so I'm not afraid that it's gonna turn people off, because I think most people understand the hustle and they respect it, especially if you've been a long time subscriber. Like, you know what I'm all about. I'm not that kind of a person. You know that I like to hustle. I'm not ashamed of wanting to make more money, wanting to be really comfortable financially, but at the same time, it's like I don't do like super clickbaity stuff, and I don't try to just sell you everything under the sun. I mean, I'm not even a part of any affiliate program at this point. I've actually had a couple of people comment to me that I should get a Yes Style code or something at least, because they would want to use my code if they shopped on Yes Style, which is very kind, by the way. So I thank you so much for saying that. Even just knowing that you care about me and you support me enough to use my code that means the world to me. But I don't know, I have like, I think I do technically have a YesStyle code. It's buried in my email somewhere. Like I could throw it up there in my descriptions if I wanted to, but I have certain reservations about YesStyle that I won't get into this video. Mainly just that I would be concerned that you guys are not getting the freshest and the newest batch of products, which I know that can be difficult when you're ordering overseas, so I'm not blaming YesStyle or anything, but I just feel like, because if you noticed through just some of my reviews on my channel, you'll notice that for a lot of Japanese brands, like the really popular drugstore brands such as Kate and Can Make and Cezanne, they have their traditional standard product lines, of course, but they also tend to update their packaging from time to time, even when it comes to their long-standing products. And I feel like, this is just my conspiracy theory, but I low-key feel like one of the big reasons for that is to make sure that people know which products to reach for to ensure that they're getting the newest and the freshest batch, if you know what I mean. Because I think that these brands are aware that they have like cult followings overseas and people who are outside of Japan who also want to use their products. But the problem is that a lot of the sites that sell their products, you don't know how old their stock actually is just from any labeling on the package alone. So I think that's why they tweak the packaging a lot every time they do a new re-release, whether it be a completely new item or a re-release of an old popular item, like Can Make did recently with their Perfect Stylist Eyes. That's actually a remake of the good old Perfect Stylist Eyes collection that's been around for a long time. If you're in Japan as a consumer, you would probably, like if you came across both at a Can Make stand in stores, you would instinctively know to go for the one with the new packaging because you know that that one is the freshest. Am I making sense? I think you get the point. So that's why I don't really, I'm not going to say don't buy from YesStyle or YesAsia if that's the best way for you to get Asian cosmetics that you like in your country. And if you haven't had any problems with expiration dates and whatnot, by all means keep shopping the way that you do. But it's just something that bothers me personally to push a code for a business that I don't have full transparency on. I would much rather it be for an individual brand, because then, not that I'm going to have insight into all of their business dealings on the back end, but at least I'll know more about the brand as a whole rather than a website like YesStyle that compiles offerings from a bunch of different brands from different corners all over Asia. It's like you really don't know where they get their inventory from. At least if it's a brand, typically, you know, it's reassuring to know that if it's one brand, you know that they source their ingredients all from the same place and they do all their manufacturing in the same factory for the most part. Okay, for eyebrow mascara, I can't believe I didn't find this item before, but this is from Glam. I don't think it's one of the new items, but it's just a standard eyebrow mascara and it's in the color BR2. So this is kind of like a lighter ashy brown color. It looks super light in the tube, but it actually works really well with my hair color, which is kind of doing like a gross pudding ombre thing right now, because no matter how much I try to dye my hair black, it always, this portion down here is bleached, so the color always eventually strips off. And that's why I decided, you know what, I am not dyeing my hair anymore until this portion all grows out and I can just cut it off. But yeah, you can see it's kind of light, but it works because it doesn't completely cover my natural hairs. And that's not because this is only 100 yen. Any eyebrow mascara that I use from any brand, pretty much, none of them can really 100% cover up my natural eyebrow hairs because they're black, you know? It's really hard to blank out black brows or even dark brown ones for that. But you see, in conjunction with the eyebrow powder and everything, it just works. And I think it's better to have lighter eyebrows anyway, depending on if you have one shade or multiple shades in your hair. If you have highlights and stuff, I think you should always try to match the lightest shade with your eyebrow mascara. At least for me, that's typically the type of look that I like. So I like this one a lot better than my Excel eyebrow mascara, which is 15 plus times the price of this. So hello, I'm not allowing myself to spend more than 500 yen on an eyebrow mascara from now on, because it's ridiculous. If I can get my brows to look this good for 100 yen, why would I just flush money down the toilet like that, right? Okay, so for eyeshadow, I'm gonna use the Espoir real eyeshadow palette as opposed to a fake eyeshadow palette. This one is in peach-like. Be Like Peach. There it is. I love this packaging. I really love when eyeshadow palettes have clear covers, because you get to just see right up front what you're gonna get. This is gonna be another bronzy, peachy, neutral look. Sorry if that's boring to you, but like I said, I just wanted to chill today. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about starting my own business. I don't know, I've been holding off and telling myself that I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do merch, or I shouldn't release a product until I have a certain number of subscribers. But the reality is that my channel, it's simply growing at a really slow pace. That could be a number of factors. It could be the YouTube algorithm. It could be the fact that my content is kind of niche. You know, I focus on Asian makeup brands. It makes sense that I don't really get as much views as some of the reviews on more hyped up Western brands. Or it could just be that maybe my content is kind of boring and repetitive. Like, I'll accept that. It's fine. I can accept that criticism. It's hard to come up with something new and interesting all the time, especially with a topic that is as repetitive as makeup. So for whatever reason, my channel grows really slowly, and I feel like, you know, if I'm gonna wait until 10,000 subscribers or even the 5,000 subscriber mark, it's gonna be like 2 or 3 years out before I'm able to come out with any type of product or sell it. And I don't want to wait that long, you know, because I feel the entrepreneurship bug in me right now, and actually I felt it for years now. So why not just go ahead and take the leap? Again, like I said, especially for my first product, my number one goal is not even to make a profit. It's just to learn the ropes. So I have a few ideas that are very simple, that I think, you know, they're makeup related, but they're very niche and simple. And the most important thing is that they are specific to me, because anybody can slap their name on an eyeshadow palette or a brush set. Private labeling from China is still a big thing. You know, I'm not above that at all. It depends on how it's done, obviously, right? Like, there are certain people and brands that are very obviously only in it for the money, and you can tell that it shows through the subpar quality of their products and their service and everything. But there's also people who are really genuine and they go about it very diligently. Just because it's private labeling, or just because they get the majority of their supplies from China, it doesn't mean that they're not adding enough value to warrant the upcharge that they are requesting of their customers. So I'm not above that at all, but I think that for starting out, it wouldn't make sense for me to do something like eyeshadow or even lipstick, which, I mean, if we're talking about far out into the future, if I can actually manage to have a successful brand that has several lines of products, I would probably come out with a lip product sooner than an eyeshadow product. That's my personal jam. You know, I love my lippies. Okay, I'm taking forever to get to the point. My point is that I was thinking of starting with my own eyelash line. I don't even know if I would call it a line. I would be willing to pay up to $500 to start a line with maybe 5 different eyelash styles, because I feel like eyelashes make the most sense for me, you know. I wear false eyelashes every day. I totally love them, but I also have very unique struggles with the types of eyelashes, the styles that work for me, being someone who has half creased, half hooded eyes. Like, they're creased but they come together in a fold on the inner corner, so it's different from full double lidded eyes where there's just a crease that's parallel to your lid. And so it's actually hard for me to find eyelashes that really truly flatter me. And if you've been a subscriber for a while, you'll probably know what's coming next. The only eyelashes that I found so far that I feel like flatter my eye shape and type the best are these ones by Daiso. This is not Glam or Little Twin Stars. This is just the plain old Daiso brand. They don't even have an official name. They're just called Eyelashes B02. I buy out that rack of eyelashes every time I see them restock, because I never know when Daiso is going to restock my faves. Like, sometimes it takes 3 months, sometimes it restocks next week. So I always buy out this rack of eyelashes every time I go into Daiso. If I see them, I have this entire bag filled up along with a whole other box, like a cardboard Amazon box that's sitting in my cupboard right now. These are the only eyelashes that work perfectly for my eye shape. You see, even the model that they use here has the same half creased eyelids as moi. The reason that these work so well for me is that the lash band manages to curl up even on the inner corner, which is a problem point for me with a lot of other eyelashes from other brands. They tend to like dip down or curl inwards weirdly on the inner corner of my eye, and I don't like that. I also can't fix it by moving the eyelash outward, because then it ends up looking weird and droopy on the outside portion of my eyes. So anyway, this is the only pair so far that I found that is able to get the curvature balance just right in relation to my specific eye shape. So knowing that there's probably tons of other girls out there with a similar eye shape to mine who also love false eyelashes and have trouble finding ones that work with their eyes, I'm thinking that would be a great niche market to tap into if I were able to create my own line of eyelashes, specially designed for half-creased girlies or boys. All genders and creeds welcome in my house, of course. But now that I'm saying this out loud, that actually sounds like a crap ton of work. Like, I don't even know where I would begin the research for something like that. Like, I wouldn't mind, you know, if I have to, even if I have to sit there and draw out my eyebrow designs by myself, I'll happily do it. But the problem is the research aspect. I just feel like that would be so much work for one person. It's not about the design per se of the eyelashes for me, like how thick it is, if it's spiky or fluffy. That's not the problem. The problem is the actual material and the bendability of the band. I would probably have to test out so many materials and manufacturers to find the one that best suits my needs, and I just feel like that would take a long time. Okay, so my camera died, and in the meantime, as I was waiting for my battery to charge, I almost finished up my eyes. I still have to do mascara. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. I basically just blended like a million times, and then I put this shimmery top shade over on the center. I think with this palette you can kind of go two ways in terms of the overall shade that your look is going to come out as. So if you use more of the top shades up here, it'll be more peachy. But I kind of just, I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention because I was trying to tell you guys about my eyelash brand aspirations. So I just kind of found myself staying in this area, and then I tried to save it a little bit with this shade, which is kind of peachy. I tried to put some of this on the bottom half of my lids, but by that point it was too late, so we're just going to be brown today, which is okay, it's fine. Then I used the same RMK liquid eyeliner and Daiso eyelashes that I use every time, so we don't need to see that. Also, my Uber Eats McDonald's order came. I feel like I've been eating too much junk food in general this year because of quarantine and all that, so I'm trying to cut down on the fast food. But today's kind of a special occasion because they have the tsukimi burger. Tsukimi means moon viewing, and they always come out with this whenever there's a full moon, I think. Or it could just be a seasonal thing. But in any case, it's really good. It's a cheese tsukimi burger, and it has like bacon, a regular beef patty, and a layer of egg in there that's supposed to represent like the moon. Then I also got my iced caramel latte, again with a special moon design cup, as well as Filet-O-Fish, always a classic. I like to combine like my brunch and dinner orders sometimes if I can, depending on the restaurant. Since McDonald's has everything, I try to combine it all into one order because I get free shipping on orders over 1,200 yen. So Filet-O-Fish for later, as well as shaka shaka chiki, which is like just fried chicken and red pepper sauce, red pepper powder. You put the powder in and then you close it up, and then you close it, shake it up. Although that's not actually how I eat shaka shaka chicken. I'm kind of weird. What I do is I pour this powder out onto a napkin or something. I break off pieces of the chicken and I dip into the powder. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of the powder gets wasted the other way. Like if you just pour it into the bag and you shake it up, that's so much hot chili pepper going to waste because it's just coating the inside of the bag and it's not getting on your actual chicken. Okay, don't question my McDonald's eating methods as if I didn't give a lot of thought to them. But yeah, actually I'm really hungry now, so I'm gonna eat this first and then come back and do the rest of my makeup because it's Sunday, which means I get to do whatever I feel like doing today that's relaxing. So I hope you don't mind. I feel like I need more glitter, just a little more bling on my eyes. So I'm gonna use my rom&nd Universe liquid glitter shadow in number 2. This is just like a sheer rose gold base with multicolored pink, purple, green, multicolored glitters. It's like a party up in here. Add some on the lower lash line. Oh, Oh my god, I keep losing my train of thought. I'm supposed to be telling you guys about my business endeavors and ideas. See, it's so hard to do makeup and talk at the same time about something other than makeup. So anyway, as I was trying to say in the first half of this video, the most intuitive product I think for me to develop and sell would be eyelashes, but that seems a little bit daunting to me, not gonna lie, just because of all the research and trial and error that would be required. So my second idea, I feel like this one would be significantly cheaper as well as just easier in general to execute. You guys are gonna think this is stupid. Also, I'm not trying to say that I came up with this idea by myself, because I'm definitely not the first person to think of this, but I was thinking of just making swatching stencils. Like, you know the sticker stencil things that I always use for my swatches on a lot of my Instagram posts? Why don't I try my hand at making those? That can't be too hard, right? I'm talking about these. I get these from some lady on Etsy. I still have like a huge bag left because I ordered a bunch at the same time. I know it sounds stupid, but if you think about it, swatches are actually like a really huge deal in the beauty world. Not makeup tutorials, not wear tests, like just swatches of the product on someone's arm. That in itself is like, look at Trend Mood. She basically built her entire empire and her brand, her livelihood on swatches alone. I'm gonna try to use the same eyeshadow palette for my blush and contour as well. So I'll dip into this light peachy tone up here for blush. I mean, even with myself, and I almost forgot that this happened, Sugar Pill Cosmetics, like the actual official Sugar Pill brand, they reposted my swatch photo of their Capsule 1 collection because I used Sailor Moon swatch stencils to make that swatch. So they reposted my picture, and then like because of that, I had been stuck in the 300 sub count for Instagram for like the past 2 years, okay? I get no growth whatsoever on my Instagram, and I'm not even trying, so I can't complain. But the fact that my swatches were so pretty and cute that it caught the eye of Sugar Pill and they reposted it, that alone finally took me over the 400 subscriber threshold on Instagram. So I think that that would be super fun and easy as like a first startup little project, is to figure out how to make these, because these are not just like regular sticker material. Actually, I personally find that these are a little bit too weak, but I know that like the creator of these, I'll link her Etsy shop down below in the description if you're interested, but I know that obviously she's making these with like weaker adhesive. It's not regular strength adhesive on the backside. That way it would be gentler on your skin, right? You don't want to damage your skin every time you do a stencil swatch and you have to rip it off your arm. So yeah, I feel like, why can't I give a shot at that too? I mean, even if nobody buys my swatch stencils, it's not gonna go to waste because I'll just use them up myself because I like to swatch with stencils. I almost can't go back to regular swatches now because I just don't like it just doesn't look aesthetically pleasing enough for me. So that's my second idea. Okay, and then I'm gonna use this shade for contour. These have names, by the way, on the back. So this one is called Double Shot. And then I just used Peach Pout as my blush color. But yeah, swatching is an art form, you guys. It may not be the most respected one. I mean, I personally think that it's very underappreciated, but it does take practice and repetition to become a good swatcher, okay? I mean, look at Kim Kardashian. Her first swatches were atrocious when she first came out with her makeup line. Did we all forget that?
Okay, I'm learning how to swatch. At least the product, at least back it up. Okay, wait, let me practice. I'm gonna practice. Okay, so I do 2 fingers at once. It's like I'm fingering someone. Okay, and then I go really hard, like, yours looks way better. Can you do a swatch tutorial with me?
I also just feel like it's super therapeutic for me personally when I use the stencils. It's almost like coloring, just with makeup and powders and stuff. I don't know, it's fun. It's like I don't have to think about anything else while I'm swatching. I just have to worry about filling in the stencils. So yeah, I'm actually more inclined to go with that idea than the eyelashes. It's just, it seems more manageable, you know, in terms of both startup cost and trial and error. I mean, with the eyelashes too, like it also doesn't really matter if I don't sell that much because I can just use the rest of the stock for myself. But the problem is the steps that I'll have to take to actually produce a design that works for me, right? Because all of the trial and error that I'm gonna have to do with different bands and styles and everything, all of the failed prototypes are gonna go to waste. So that's kind of something that I want to avoid for my first rodeo. Okay, so for highlight, this is another item that Meg handed down to me. It's low-key just a full face of products that Meg gave me that she didn't want anymore, but this is the CLIO Prism Air Highlighter in Gold Sheer. I looked online and I saw that they had like a bunch of different shades in this whole Prism Air line. There's this pinky one that looks really attractive to me. So maybe it was a mistake to look online, but I don't think that one is... I don't think Japan has all of the other shades that are available. We only have the highlighter ones, so maybe that's a good thing. Ooh, I almost forgot mascara. I always do this. Okay, so I have two. I have a mascara base, mascara primer, and a regular mascara. So this is a new mascara base by Ettusais, and Meg actually gave this to me for my birthday. So this one was actually new. This wasn't part of her hand-me-downs. She gave me a birthday package of makeup and a hand-me-down package of makeup, because she's just super generous like that. This was part of the birthday package, and it's called Eye Edition Mascara Base Active Style. Don't know what that means. By Ettusais. Fragrance-free and carefully selected ingredients. Alright, now the thing that confuses me about this is that it very clearly says it's a mascara base, but the color is like burgundy. Actually, even lighter than that. It's like a mauvey purple almost. And so I'm wondering, is there a mascara that matches this exact color? I could totally check online right now, but I'm too lazy. But if that were the case, like if they had a mascara that matched this exact primer color, I feel like that's going a little overboard in terms of like the amount of investment that you would have to put in for just a colored mascara. No? Is it just me? Because like most people already don't wear colored mascara on a regular basis like that. It's enough of a commitment to have to buy one tube of colored mascara, let alone buy the primer and the matching mascara. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but right now it seems to me like Ettusais just doesn't understand that we all have bills to pay and stuff. See, and it's not even that noticeable. Like, I can barely see it. This is actually really hard to transfer from the comb to my actual eyelashes. Granted, I have the teeniest eyelashes in the world, but do you see that? Like, if I had more patience, I could probably get away with doing 2 or 3 coats of this. It's technically a mascara base though. That's so weird. In any case, I don't have the time or funds to be going out and buying 2 sets of products just to achieve a mauve eyelash effect that no one's gonna see anyway unless you're like 2 inches from my face. So we're gonna go over this with some plain old black mascara. This is by MyLash, and I already used this a couple of times, but I put it back in the original packaging just so you guys could get the whole effect, you know. It's 951 yen, which brings it under 1,000 yen, so we can truly count this amongst the true Puchipura products. Because you know they like to slap that Puchipura label around recklessly. Puchipura, for those of you that don't know, stands for petite price, little price in French, except they shorten it to Puchipura, and they use that to describe everything that's sold at the drugstore here. Except the problem with that is that there's actually a lot of low-key expensive products here at the drugstore, so it kind of defeats the purpose of the label. Anyway, this is what the MyLash mascara looks like. I like the brush a lot. It's like this very nice tapered long oval. So far I like this mascara a lot. It's pretty lengthening and it holds a nice curl. The only thing is that it smudges a tiny bit, but some of that could just be because of the really hot summer weather lately. I feel like when it gets cooler, I'm not gonna have that problem anymore. But yeah, I do really like this formula. It pretty much hits all of the important points in a mascara for me. So it's lengthening, it holds a curl, and it's also good at separating your lashes. And also I think the formula is more like softer than a lot of other mascaras that I've tried. I'm not sure how to describe that in English. It's more yawarakai. Like, it's not as gritty as I find other mascara formulas to be. It's more smooth and liquidy. I don't know, it just feels nice when I'm running the comb through my lashes. It's very glidey. Okay, so my third option for my business, by the way, eventually, who knows, I could foray into all of these products. I'm just talking about the first one that I want to get my feet wet with. This one is definitely the most like obvious money grab of them all, but I think it's also the one that people would be the least judgmental to me about because, well, let me just tell you, selling out Maxine for profit. You knew it was coming. Let me hurry up and put on some lip gloss. This is the rom&nd Juicy Lasting Tint in Apple Brown, number 8. I bet you anything that, even though it looks like that on the back of my hand, it's just gonna turn red on my lips like every other terracotta, brown, orange shade that I've been trying out lately. Ooh, that smells so good. It smells like fresh apples. See, it looks red. I don't want red. Not today, at least. But yeah, honestly, I have a feeling that if I really want to just build up a brand and start making a profit quickly, I should just start slapping Maxine's pictures on a bunch of merch yesterday. You know, I feel like her cuteness could sell a lot of crap. And the best part is, I don't have any guilt or qualms associated with selling out my child for profit, because that's the privilege that you get when you're a cat mom, okay? I actually was really excited about this idea back when the Tiger King documentary first came out and everyone was going crazy over that. That was around the time that I made this logo, which is the current profile picture of my cat's Instagram at Eugene_duh_bomb. So for anyone who's seen Tiger King, you know that this is a direct parody of Carol Baskin's logo for her wildlife conservation organization. Wildlife conservation, if that's really what it is. But she has a rescue organization called Big Cat Rescues. So I just took that and made it into Little Cat Rescue instead, because technically I rescued Maxine, you know, I raised her since she was 3 days old. Also, I just wanted an excuse to use this sassy photo of her, because she's always making these sassy, flirty little tart-like poses, and I think it's cute enough to go on a t-shirt. Pretty much. Although I would probably not make just a regular generic t-shirt. If we're honest, I would probably want to make a tank top first, just because that's what I like to wear in my casual off time. I know I'm wearing a t-shirt right now, but it's not like a regular t-shirt. It's a sexy t-shirt, you know? It has like this opening here. So if I ever made merch in terms of clothing, I wouldn't want it to be, well, I can't make it anything too crazy, but I would want to make it more true to myself, right? It would be fitted and flattering and cute. So yeah, there's that. Or I could even go the stationery route and just slap her on a bunch of notebooks and pens. And then if people don't buy them, again, I can just give them out as presents or something. Again, it's not about the profit for me at the end of the day. It's more about the learning process, and I just want to get the ball rolling, you know? I feel antsy. It's just something that I've wanted to do for so long. And I feel like, why keep putting it off, you know? Not everything has to be this huge, strategic, perfectly timed decision. So yeah, this has been my full face of new Japanese and Korean makeup, and also just a little video diary entry, if you will, me brainstorming different business ideas that I might want to pursue very soon. Like, I really just want to have fun and try my hand at starting a business. I know that it's a lot easier said than done, but I have a feeling that it's something that I'll remain passionate about and want to pursue. And who knows, even if I decide that I hate it, if it turns out to be too stressful or just too many things to juggle at once, then that's okay too. At least I will learn more about myself and my limits from actually doing the thing, you know? I don't want to be like, I don't want to grow old and have any regrets about like, what if I had pursued that one idea that I was too hesitant to do when I was younger. I want to just do what feels right to me, and if it fails, that's fine. At least I'll be able to say that I tried. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to sign off. And I'm bringing Maxine in for her obligatory cameo, because I know that some of you out there only watch this channel for her, low-key. You know what? It's fine. I get it. I totally get it. I mean, look at the face. Look at the face. Ooh, you're gonna make me so much money. But yeah, I'm fully aware that there is a whole subsection of my subscriber base out there that only stays subscribed to catch an occasional glimpse of this little lady, and I'm totally fine with that, okay? As long as you stay subscribed. As long as you stay subscribed and you hit that like button, alright? I really, really appreciate it. Look at how fat she's getting.